Welcome to our live on Sunday, India versus Pakistan, the second game of India's Champions Trophy
Campaign.
campaign, and even Pakistan's for that matter. Yeah, we will wait for a bit. The pre-match starts at 1:30. We'll go on till the toss. Ain't nothing player. Wow! Advait, what's good, gang? It's great to see some of you guys join us on a Sunday afternoon.
Get your friends, get your friends, get your friends.
You guys could do anything. Neer, Inesh,
Hi, Gazi.
Shrikant. You see how we are not only early. I was going to say not only not on time, but like early. So that's. DK was taken. Let's hope we win the toss to get an advantage. Yes, that is correct. We will talk about all of that. I don't know who's doing conditions now that I think of it. But let's. Sonakshi Gupta, hi. It's great to see you guys join us. We are going to have a lot of things to talk about. If you guys are joining us for the first time, hit that like because it'll help YouTube push our live to more people. So hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Share this with your friends. It'll always allow us. But yes, if you guys are joining us for the first time or if you haven't joined us in our lives, we have a lot of segments. We have head-to-head. We have matchups. We have something we will talk about the Indian team, the Pakistan's team, and then we will talk about matchups. More importantly, matchups because we are facing Pakistan again after 2023. At this point, we only face them in ICC events, so that is something to think about. We actually had a whole conversation about this of how Baba getting bowled to Kuldeep again. Nice. Advait Neer. Harris Roff yapping too much. Every player always does. Shreyas again joining you guys live. Hey, that's great, Shreyas.
Great stuff.
Shrikant Vasu fell off. Unfortunately, I think he did. Either that or he lost interest in our channel. It's either or. But yes, something Praatibh and I were talking about is of how India-Pakistan has become this mockery of world cricket.
Yeah.
Because the easiest thing could have been for India is to be in a separate group and the entire team to just play in Dubai rather than every team in this group traveling except for India. The fact that the host nation needs to travel to Dubai to play India says something about money and how that is more powerful than the sport in itself.
True. What's up,
But
Sudarshan?
yeah, Sudarshan, hey folks. Hey, Inesh, any chance of Arshdeep playing? Well, that's a conversation to be
We
had.
made a reel on it.
Yeah,
Go check it out on
Yeah, we did
Instagram.
make a reel on it, and a lot of people thought we hate Arshdeep, we hate Gautam Gambhir. We don't hate anybody. It's just something to think about. Sudarshan, you guys also started early for India versus Pakistan. Hey,
Gotta do
Sudarshan,
what you gotta do.
If you came on our last pre-match, we started early that too. Pre-match, we gotta be early because we will leave you guys by 1:55 to
Toss time.
way early before toss time at 2 o'clock. Yashwant, hello guys, hello. Harshitosh, can't wait to see Arshdeep early swings. You're optimistic, which is good. We can only hope. Let's see. I mean, we do have a probable 11.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, it's the same as the match before.
True,
But
true.
we'll
talk about it, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll talk about it. Yeah. We'll wait for a couple of more minutes. I know it's 1:30 already. Before we get into all of that, we will wait for a bit and then get into things. There's few interesting stats that we will go over. Neer,
Yeah.
you guys are too technical but not boring. Good job. Oh, thank God.
Hey,
Because I
thanks, man.
read the word boring and I didn't know where that was going. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate that a lot. We have a lot of stats, a lot of interesting stats because there is this. It's a fact of how left arm paces against the Indian top order is a threat.
Yeah.
But there is an interesting stat to think about since
Silver
2023.
lining in the cloud,
there is a silver lining which we will talk about. The right country would be Australia, lol. I have no idea what that was about. Karma, bro, I had a nightmare where Martin Guptill was destroying India. Best YouTubers in cricketing world.
YouTuber. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yes, it's 1:31. A lot of questions. We will get into all of that, but let's talk about pre-match and not mention Virat Kohli a lot of times, like Star Sports. So let's get into the head-to-head.
Cool. So first things first, this is going to be the 136th time that India faces off against Pakistan in ODIs. Now, unsurprisingly, Pakistan has fared better in head-to-heads overall, but that record has been dominated by India in the last 10-15 years, barring an important final, the Champions Trophy in 2017. But yeah, in Champions Trophy head-to-head, Pakistan actually has the lead because of that final, 3-2. India's only won twice, so they'll want to make sure that they even up that record here. And yeah, I think that's where it starts head-to-head. And since the 2023 World Cup, India have played 9 matches. They've won 5. So, yeah.
Yeah,
That is-
and Something interesting is the last time we played India in the 2023.
We played Pakistan.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Wait, let's talk about India. So the last time India played Pakistan in the 2023 World Cup, we won by 7 wickets, is what I want to say. And they had the exact same batting order. Their top 5 was exactly the same: Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul. Of course, Akshar Patel does come up the order at times, but yeah, we have the exact same batting order.
Yeah.
But except the man of the match in that match is someone we are dearly missing, and that's Jasprit Bumrah. He only got 2 wickets. A lot of other bowlers also got 2 wickets, but he got those important wickets. He broke the partnership, getting, I want to say, Pakistan on for 191. Yeah, 191. And then we won by 7 wickets in the 2023 World Cup. What a campaign that was. But yeah, let's talk about India. We did cover this even before. Since the 2023 World Cup, we have played 10 matches, won 6 of them. We saw how the last Champions Trophy match went. Again, for those of you guys who weren't in the pre-match show the first time around, Shubman Gill has been doing extremely well.
Yeah.
Not only since the 2023 World Cup, in ODIs in general, every time he has played. The fact that he averages
Close to 60.
to 60 says something. And it's not, we heard something about how Shubman Gill's performance, we shouldn't judge Shubman Gill
Based on his stats.
Yeah, based on stats.
But if anything, the stats are pointing it correctly. Yeah.
Pointing the fact that he is so good in ODI cricket and he is continuing to do so. We saw that in the first game. We saw such a mature innings from Shubman Gill. He has this thing going around him of how he can only score runs on batting wickets, and the last match just brushed that all off. The fact that he was the only one using his brain, putting the loose balls away, making sure the run rate wasn't climbing up. And he did not hit for the sake of hitting. He took the advantage of the new ball because the ball was coming onto the bat. While the pitch started getting slower, he took his own time, got 100. It was a beautiful innings to watch. It was, I think, one of the best innings in an ICC tournament in the last couple of years by an opener. And I don't mean that in just Indian cricket, but like world cricket. I will go that far. And in the first match, we saw Mohammad Shami pick up 5 wickets. Extremely well done. Like, he started off well with the new ball. Almost every spell that he was brought back in, he got a wicket. He had the slower balls working at the death. Of course, we didn't see batters being settled at the death. So that is something to think about. But if the Indian bowlers can make sure there are no batters settled at the death, that's well and good.
Yeah.
And we saw Harshit Rana. I mean, there was a lot of criticism towards the management for selecting him. But he did well. He picked up 3 wickets. Kuldeep Yadav and Jadeja, a lot of people thought he wasn't bowling well, but we had different views. We thought they were just unlucky. In fact, Kuldeep Yadav was bowling extremely well, giving it a lot of air, slowing it down. And we saw Akshar Patel coming in the 8th over, picking up those 2 wickets, being on a hat-trick. Something they will need to step up is their fielding from the first game. It was just a blip or so, I hope, because we saw the series against England where they did extremely well. So I'm just hoping the first match was a blip. That's a lot of me talking about India. Let's go to Pakistan.
Cool. So for Pakistan, in their last 13 ODIs, basically since the 2023 ODI World Cup, since then they've done decently. In fact, they've won 8 games, lost just 5. They did lose their first match in this Champions Trophy to New Zealand. There were a couple of positives, and that's also got a lot to do with their top batters in terms of run scoring since the 2023 World Cup. Obviously, Saeem Ayub would have been someone who would have helped this batting lineup. He's their opener, but he's currently injured, so he's not featuring in that squad. Apart from that, Fakhar Zaman too, who would have been a threat to India, is now out of the tournament.
Yes.
Replaced by Imam ul Haq.
Yes.
So Imam has played against India in the past. So, I mean, India will know how to take care of him.
True.
That is what I hope. Apart from that, in terms of the top run scorers, you have Agha Salman, Mohammad Rizwan, Babar Azam. These are the 3 names. We've also made a detailed video, so check that out if you haven't. But for Babar and Mohammad Rizwan, I think they're both quality. India will have to make sure that they stick to their plans against these two. Right. And with Agha Salman, I think it's going to be a little interesting because he's also someone who attacks. He did that in the New Zealand game as well. Took the attack to the opposition. Yep. While the case with Babar and Mohammad is that with Rizwan is that they take their time. So like you can kind of get into them. You can set them up. But this guy, this Agha Salman, he attacks. He also bowls off spin. We'll get to that. For bowlers, you know the standard bowling lineup. They have their top 3 bowlers for a very long time have now been Shaheen Shah Afridi, Naseem Shah and Haris Rauf. And mainly it's always the concern about the left arm pacer, right? We will, I think, probably have a start on that later on. Something that you guys will actually be happy with from an India point of view.
Yep.
But having said that, all these bowlers have been extremely good with the new ball. Haris Rauf has been really good in the middle overs and at the death. But in the case of Shaheen Shah as well as Naseem Shah, they've leaked runs this year in the death overs.
Yes, that is true.
So if India can just play out those first few overs safely and then get towards the death with wickets in hand.
And we saw that in the first game against New Zealand.
Exactly.
They Glenn Phillips just
exploded.
Yeah.
They scored like 113 or something in the last 10 overs. So yeah, that's for Pakistan.
Let's talk about matchups. There are a few interesting matchups, right? Every time India plays Pakistan, there's always this conversation about left arm seamers against the Indian top order. If you look at it entirely, yeah, the Indian top order do struggle against left arm paces. But since 2023, and this is not since the World Cup, but 1st Jan 2023, Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma average close to, in fact, Rohit Sharma averages 53 against the left arm paces. Virat Kohli averages 49 against left arm paces, and they've played quite a bit. It's not just 1-2 matches. You can see a stat on the screen. If you can guess whose stat that is, so that is a batter, and the stat is his average or whatever runs and everything else against off spinners. So if you can guess whose stat that is, I know you can't. I just realized you can't see average as such. Like you can't see the heading average, which is fine. But these are some stats against off spinners. If you can guess which batter this is, it'll just be great. But yeah, against the left arm seamers, the Indian top order has done well since 2023, so I don't think that should be a concern now. In fact, against these three fast bowlers in particular, both Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma average more than the 40s. Shubman Gill has done well. So it shouldn't be a concern as of yet, except when Pakistan brings their spinner and Virat Kohli is batting, because we know his averages and everything against leg spinners and just spinners in general is dying down, and it's just insane looking at Virat Kohli's numbers against spin. He averages, I want to say 7. Yeah, in 2024 against leg spinners, he averaged only 7, but he only got out once. But in 2025, he averages 6.3, getting out thrice against leg spinners, which is, I want to say,
definite cause for concern.
4 times. Didn't he get out against leg spinner in the first game in Bangladesh?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so 4 times. And so the average comes down. From 6.3 will probably come down, and which is like disgustingly bad, especially for your number 3 batter. So that is something to think about, because Pakistan has a spinner very much like Varun Chakravarti. He's a very mystery finger spinner, and we know how this pitch is going to play. We will talk about that, but it will something Virat Kohli will need to keep an eye on, and even like the other Indian batters like Shubman Gill also. I mean, as much as he plays well against spin in the ODI format, we know that he has few technical issues with his defense. And right, if you haven't guessed, it is Babar Azam Deepesh. That's beautiful.
Correct.
We made a whole video about how to get Babar Azam out and other Pakistan batters, but Babar Azam has a big problem currently against the right arm off spinners, and it's very interesting because if you look at his yearly average, I know you can't see it, but I'm going to read it out. His yearly average since 2015 goes from 54, 140, and then there are a few. And then in 2022, his average dips down to 32 again. And in 2025, his average against off spinners is 25. So it's not just Virat Kohli that's struggling against leg spinners. Babar Azam is struggling against off spinners, which is such a random thing to struggle against. The ball is coming into you. It should be technically easy.
Yeah, he's also good off his stumps.
Yeah, he's good off his stumps, especially if you're a batter who uses a lot of wrist from Asia. So, but yeah, it's something to think about as an Indian team and the management. So these are the matchups to look out for. The others are just things that will play out during the match. But yeah, let's talk about conditions. And we saw a lot in the first game.
Yeah, conditions clearly. So sorry. Clearly, there's something for the spinners. Spinners were bowling slow, were getting decent perches out of the pitch. And apart from that, I mean, fast bowlers with the new ball getting a little bit of swing up front, so that's going to be extremely important. But I think India's main play has to be the spinners. Last time, something very interesting happened, which was in the overs of 10 to 40, we did not get any wickets. And that is something that the Indian spinners will want to kind of rectify. And it had a lot to do with the fielding itself and not the bowling, because I thought these guys bowled exceptionally well. Kuldeep is going to come into the picture big time. I think he's going to have a really good game. Probably will make a prediction at the end of the live stream. But yeah, conditions remain mostly the same. The pitches might be a little tougher to bat on, I want to say.
Unless they use the second fresh
Correct.
pitch.
If they use a fresh pitch, that's
we'll have to.
Yeah,
you
we'll
guys
have to
will have
check
to tell
that.
us
Yeah.
watching the TV.
true that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it for conditions. We know what to expect. Yeah.
Let's talk about probable level 11. See, if it was on us.
Yeah. Maybe that's why we aren't coaching the Indian team. But yeah, Arshdeep here, you would think by gut feel would be a good option.
Yeah.
I know these guys have batted well against left-arm pace. Having said that, Arshdeep has done well against these guys in the T20 World Cup.
True.
And I would assume that translates into this format all the more because of like having more time to set a batter up, all of that.
Then the argument is, why would you change the team that won us the first game?
Exactly.
But then I feel like there's also a chance of Varun Chakravarti making it in, because if some people thought that Kuldeep Yadav didn't do well, I'm sure someone in the Indian management might also think that. I don't think he didn't do bad to be dropped.
Yeah.
But I won't be surprised if they do this.
Yeah.
Except I think they should probably go with the same squad. I don't see a reason why they should make a lot of changes. 3 spinners.
Yeah. Unless of course
3 spinners.
they've been saving either Varun or Arshdeep specifically for this Pakistan game.
Maybe.
It'll be interesting to see if they think that way.
Yeah. Punt instead of Rahul.
No,
not really. I mean, Rahul did well in the first game, and
Yeah.
Gautam Gambhir is very open about how Punt's very, very behind Rahul in terms of playing the ODI format. So that's our probable 11 for this match. Let's talk to you guys. We still have about 10 minutes before we leave and go for the toss. There are a lot of questions. Do you think Arshdeep will get a game today? He should. Hopefully.
He should, but will he?
Yeah. Ashutosh, Rahul is good. Looks balanced. Yeah, the batting lineup looks, very, very solid. Everyone capable of playing any kind of innings that they need to. Whether they need to attack or stay in the crease, they possibly can.
Yeah.
Yes, he is missing a few chances behind the stumps. Yeah, that's true. KL Rahul is missing.
Stumping,
Yeah,
he started off well in the last game and then just kind of faltered off.
Shami, one more 5-wicket haul. Yeah, let's
That
hope.
would be great.
There was someone, I don't know if he's still there. He said, love from Pakistan. It's great to see you guys just watching us.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man. Right, Vishnu. Hey, just came in. Oh, yeah, what should India do if they win the toss?
Ooh.
If it's the same pitch, bat first. Because if it's going to be the same conditions, I guess bat first. Because
Fair.
if the pitches are going to just keep getting slower and slower.
Yeah, true. I feel like either way the new ball, like the first innings are going to be crucial because that's probably the best time to bat. So I'm stuck, guys.
Abhishek Cherry says, Jadeja, Akshar being the same kind of players, is it better to add Washi? I wouldn't think so, because this is something I noticed in the last game, and this is something I thought I would bring it up last game, the post match, but I forgot. Akshar and Jadeja are similar kind of bowlers, but if you see the way Rohit Sharma uses them, it's very, very different. Even against the England, in the England series, Akshar Patel was always brought on in the first 10 overs, whereas Jadeja wasn't.
Yeah.
And Jadeja is brought on in the middle overs to get those wickets to tighten things up, while Akshar is also rotated. So even though they're similar kind of bowlers, they've been given different kind of roles. You see Akshar Patel always pushed up to number 5 and not Jadeja, because you want him in the lower middle order rather than pushing both of them up or the other person up. I feel like the Indian team think Akshar bats better around pure batters, whereas Jadeja bats better with the lower order. And so even though they are very, very similar kind of players, they've been given different roles, so you don't see them overlap. And I think that's the best bit about having both of them in the same squad, but having different roles for them.
And the fact is, although they are similar in the sense of their bowling style and even their variations to an extent, just the fact that they have these subtle differences makes it very tough for batters, especially when they're bowling in tandem, because your muscle memory will play Jadeja a certain way and want to play Akshar the same way, but that doesn't pan out. So,
Umair, hey guys, I'm from Pakistan and I'm hoping for a thrilling match. Let's hope we win. I mean,
we're hoping for a thrilling match too.
Yeah, but we hope we win. But yeah, it's great to see you guys join us.
Yeah.
Gautam, what are your thoughts on India-Pakistan hype? Is it real or just a gimmick?
I don't think it's just a gimmick given the history of the two countries, and that's something we can get into for a whole other video.
True.
But now even commercially it is such a big deal that you, like, irrespective of what happens, some or the other way there is going to be hype around whole situation.
I mean, think about it. India-Pakistan is on a Sunday. WPL is going on. There's no match because
on India match days.
on India match days, and the fact that it's an India-Pakistan on a Sunday, and yeah.
When was the last time you remember India Pakistan not on a Sunday?
Nobody. Do you think KL Rahul needs to? Oh, you deleted it. God damn. Varun may be a big surprise for Pakistan, says Ashutosh. That is true, and that is also why I feel like there might be a chance that Varun might just be in the squad. Chirayu, shouldn't India have at least one right arm spin in the form of Varun Chakravarti?
Yeah, that's a good thought process to have. Having said that, I think because we have Kuldeep and him spinning it both ways, it kind of compensates for that off spinner role. True. So, yeah.
Shiva, reverse swing due to the dry pitches and dry square. Who are your bowlers good? Who are our bowlers who are good exponents of reverse swing?
Shami, yeah.
I mean, his debut test match against West Indies should have. I don't know how many of you guys have watched it or remember it, but I think he got a 5-wicket haul, and he went on almost every over reverse swinging the ball and getting the batter out bowled, and the stumps were just flying about. So yeah, only Shami though. I think Harshit Rana. I don't think he.
Harshit Rana has a pace to do it,
but I haven't seen him reverse swing the ball a lot. Star Slays, Baba 50 of 90 balls. I wouldn't mind it. Advait, when do you think Hardik should come on? As a bowler, to be fair, as a bowler or a batter? Go on.
As a batter, I'm fine with where he's batting.
Number 7.
Yes. Yeah, I guess I'll have to make my peace with it. I would like him to bat higher, given a certain situation, but like,
I think the top 5 which is Rahul, they do well. I wouldn't mind Hardik coming top number 6.
Yeah, true. But with the ball, I think he should be given first change with the new ball.
I mean, he's the only option. He's the only third seamer.
Especially if there is something to work with.
Yeah.
Then
because Hardik also gets the ball to swing.
Yeah, correct.
Umar, do you think Rohit and Kohli are going to struggle against Naseem and Shaheen given the history? Yeah. Which is interesting because, yes, they have struggled in one or T20 matches, but in ODI matches, they haven't really struggled. Saying that, Rohit Sharma, I'm not really sure. But we saw in the first game how he had a lot of play and misses. And this year, he's had a lot of similar kind of dismissals. And the Pakistan bowlers are usually spot on with their line and lengths. And Rohit Sharma might just get out the way he has this year, either bowled or LBW or caught pay and just being stuck in the crease. I say that he did bat well he did bat average in the first match, gave India a good start. Virat Kohli with his confidence, I'm not really sure how well he'll do against the fast bowlers. I feel like currently, like if I were to look at objectively, and I don't know if you agree or disagree, but I feel like the Pakistan bowlers might think they are at an advantage versus Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma at this point.
I'll probably agree to that. Having said that, if Kohli gets off to a good start, if he can put away, I don't know, 2 or 3 solid boundaries in his first 10 balls, then that should help his confidence a lot. No doubt about it. But I think Pakistani's bowlers will be confident.
True. Do you think KL Rahul needs to play above Akshar Patel? He will. If there's no left arm component, right? In the last match, we saw the leg spinner from Bangladesh taking a lot of wickets. Akshar Patel was sent in. Mustafizur Rahman is a left arm seamer. So left-hander against a left-hander usually makes sense, especially if it's to attack or to rotate striker, not to take a wicket or to preserve wickets. But in the third match against England in the England series, we saw KL batted number 5 and he did well. So I think it's situational based. I don't mind Akshar at number 5. He's batted well, except for the last match he averaged 40 at number 5.
And I think there's a good chance he will again come at 5 because they have Shaheen.
Unless we are 250 for 2.
Yeah. Then they should just send Pandya at that point and let him go bonkers. True. Yeah.
Why was Harshit Rana bowling 130 kilometers in Australia but suddenly he bowled 150 against England? Because in Australia you're playing a test match, so you want to preserve your energy. Against England, you do you. Because it's an ODI match. Anirudh, what do you trust more in India-Pakistan match? Gut feeling or stats?
See, it has to be a mix of both. And I think there's actually a very beautiful piece on this and how Rahul Dravid also worked with Rohit Sharma in that 2024 World Cup to combine data and gut feel to be able to produce the right result. So there is no perfect formula to win a game. Because you can have all the data, but if your players don't turn up and execute what the data tells you, then there's no point. So it has to be a balance of both. Yeah.
What do you think the Pakistan is doing when they said they're going to surprise India? I don't know. I just want to say that's press conference banter. But I'm not really sure. We'll take a couple of more questions and let's end this. If you guys don't already know, we do post and pre-match, so we will talk about the match after the match ends. So we'll probably get a lot of things wrong and a lot of things right. Shailesh, how would you rate Rana in comparison with Arshdeep? I feel like I haven't seen both enough to compare them. Statistically, you would think you would pick Arshdeep Singh, but now they're going with Rana. Couple more minutes before the toss. Let's make a few predictions because
This might be a good question.
Desi, do you think
Kush
Kushdil batting can be an X factor given he did well in the last Asia game against India when he was playing? Also, he played well in the New Zealand game. That is very true.
Kushdil and Salman Ali Aga, I want to say that's what his name is. I think these two are batters to watch out for more than Babar and Rizwan because they're relatively newer in the setup. India might not have played against them much. And they also bring in good stuff with the ball. Kushdil, especially with his left arm spin, might just prove to be a handful for India. It'll be interesting to see how that
I don't think it's going to be an easy game. And I say that with hope that it is an easy game. I mean, a lot of people are talking about how India are easily favorites just because Pakistan lost the way they did in the first match. In the 2017 Champions Trophy final, no one gave a chance to Pakistan in the final. And they came out on top easy. So this match will be something to look out for. If India win the toss, I won't be surprised if they want to bat first. I will be a little surprised if Rohit Sharma chooses to bowl. Couple more things. Yeah, if they choose to bat first, I feel like the top order needs to be careful with the bat and not just give the wickets away, especially to these three fast bowlers right up front. But what are your other predictions? There won't be Dew. I read someone ask about Dew there. According to the pitch, not report, according to the curators, then not a lot of Dew at this time of
the year
in Dubai. But apart from that, like, who are your players that might just stand out?
Right.
I mean, we picked out Shreyas Iyer in the last match. He didn't do anything. So.
Players who might stand out, who might be important. I hope Kuldeep comes into the picture or Varun. I think one of the specialist spinners, whoever's playing, will have a role to play. And with the bat, I think either Kohli or Rohit, one of them have to get going. It'll be nice for India.
True.
It'll be good for the rest of the campaign.
Yes.
So yeah, I think that's my prediction.
Fakhar Zaman is the only Pakistani player I have respect for. He is the only unpredictable factor. And like Star Slave said, he is ruled out. So yes, this has been a pre-match. We talked about a lot of things. The left arm seamer stuff shouldn't concern the Indian batting order if that's still playing on your mind. We've done well against them since 2023. That is. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the match goes on. Hopefully, we come back with a smile post-match, which should be around 10:30 p.m. If you don't know that already, we do lives pre and post-match of every India international match since the first match of the Champions Trophy. If you guys are still here, and just give us a like
on this
on this live, just because it'll help us a lot.
And also follow us on our Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Turn on post notifications as well, so that you know when we're going to put out the live.
Yeah, do us a favor. Can you go in the description and just follow us on Instagram? Because we're trying to get to 2,000 followers. This might sound like a cry for help.
It is.
It is. We're trying to get to 25,000 YouTuber subscribers, which will take a while. We're still closing in on 22,000. But we have stuck on 1,900 forever on Instagram. So it'll help us a lot if you go to our description below. Follow us on Instagram. We do chat. So like if you DM us about things, we will talk cricket.
True.
And yeah, you'll get all other notifications and a lot of reels and a lot of people
Reels
saying
daily
how
we're
they're
covering.
disappointed with us.
Champions Trophy, WPL
Yeah, we
also.
have WPL
daily
reel
coverage.
going on every day. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. We will see you guys at 10:30. We will come back post-match regardless of the result, that is. Which is, I feel like, important to say. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.